Ooh. Yeah, if we look a little like exhausted, we might have done some damage.
No, mind my do-rag. I don't have a haircut.
Listen, I'm sure nobody can talk right now. I haven't been wanting to wash my wigs. Period. If you guys are going through the same thing I'm going through, please comment down below. But I didn't mess up my t-shirt. If you guys like my t-shirt also, it'll be in the description box down below. It's from Graph Addict. He has a ton of dope t-shirts, hoodies, crew necks, like you guys have to. And he's also my man, so support him. Black owned. This is a black owned everything today. Yeah, black owned restaurant, black owned t-shirt, black owned people. If you guys want to see how we went off, keep on watching. Bienvenidos muses. Regresamos con otro video. For those who don't know who this gentleman to my left, your right is, my brother, aka Jay Avelos. Don't mind our little mic. That's the only way we can like have it work. You can kind of tell the backstory about the momento. The folks over at Too Yummy LA, I was like, do y'all want some food? And I was like, hell yeah, we want some food. We were literally talking about that we want to have a boil. I've never done a boil before, but I was like, coño, yo quiero comer camarones and king crab, and mira como Dios has answered our prayers. So thank you so much. So we're gonna pop up the Instagram of the lovely black owned genius chef behind this platter, behind this masterpiece. They have a restaurant in
ATL, LA, and Oxnard.
We're gonna pop it up in here and just wanted to say thank you so much. This was so thoughtful of you. He cooked it all himself and even drove it himself. So we just want to say thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Let's dig in. This is our first ever mukbang. So if you guys are excited to see our mukbang, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and Juan,
vamos a comenzar.
Lo fuimos. So we don't eat pork, so luckily he has a
smoked turkey and then chicken sausage.
And then we got that side turkey. Okay. Hey, coño.
It's spicy?
No, it's good. Okay.
So you gotta dip it in here?
This was made with love.
I don't know the rules.
Me neither. Look at that. We put gloves on because when you eat seafood, ese bajo no te quita.
Mind you guys, I really don't eat like crab and stuff because I'm not getting my hands dirty. Now that we're home, all bets are off.
Wow. Y'all.
How do you do it?
It's so soft. This is probably one of the softest king crabs. Usually, you know, king crab hurt a little bit. All right, Juan, so how's this quarantine been treating you?
It's been interesting. It has its like ups and downs.
What do you mean?
Like days where you're like feeling amazing and you want to work out and you want to just be productive, and then you have those days where you just want to not do nothing. So how do you do it?
Yo nunca he hecho eso con un tenedor.
So why you told me to get a fork then?
Because tenemos que inventar. Juan, wherever you see that, it's like...
It's because it's stabbing me.
It's a little pain.
But then it's going to break my gloves, and then it defeats the purpose of the gloves.
No.
It's just been a roller coaster of emotions, and for me also accepting that it's okay to feel how I'm feeling, because these times are weird as hell.
Very weird. You've been creating a lot of portrait series. You've been creating more content than me.
I actually enjoy shooting myself, because nobody's telling me what to do, or I'm on nobody's time but myself. That's a good one.
Enséñalo. Mami, mira. First of all, this is so
this is slamming.
good. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow. After me. After this, I'm gonna see.
How is it with you?
I hate it here. This quarantine has really... I'm one person who I already overthink. We can all agree that I'm the queen of overthinking. Being home or being at home with my own thoughts is so, I don't know. I don't know how to be alone with my own thoughts, because I'm already alone with my own thoughts all the time. So to really have to be home all the time, it really is a struggle for my creativity. It's just taking a toll on, I don't know. It's just taking a toll on me. I know that I'm always home, and I usually do not go out. Like, I don't like going out. I find peace by being by myself, but I at least enjoy like smelling the air, going to my office. I feel like this whole situation makes me sad, but I know that this is gonna be good for the earth. I feel like the earth needed this. I'm just glad and I'm grateful that we're in a position that we can work from home.
Yeah, that's true.
And also help those people around us, like, and just like even doing things like this, like helping a black owned company, you know, definitely support your favorite mom and pops and favorite restaurants because they're the ones who are really struggling. So we've been really trying to make sure that any of those small businesses that we really enjoy, we try to support them at least once a week. The supermarket de tu tiempo, we got 3 things at the supermarket, $100.
No, they're definitely putting up the prices. And I tweeted about it and people were like, oh, it's actually really true. Like it's happening like everywhere, not just LA.
What do you think is the hardest thing about being a freelancer in today's time? Even before the quarantine, because I know a lot of times people are like, I want to be an influencer, I want to be a photographer. What is your biggest struggle?
Probably consistency, but then also for me, I've learned to have faith and know that work will always come and money is never the end goal. It's just to create is always the end goal. So when you just create nonstop, I feel like opportunities just come from that.
Yeah.
And then now, in these times, it's weird because I'm making money now. It's crazy because when it first happened, I'm like, it's not gonna affect me. It can't affect me.
I didn't even think about how it could affect you.
Yeah, I'm not shooting anyone but myself or Monica. But then I forgot that I also work with Monica. So that was like a comfort blanket, I would say, but it is bittersweet when you don't get to like shoot, because I actually got a lot of projects canceled, like big stuff too. But it's all about timing.
Mine was so optimistic. Like honestly, I don't know if I could personally work with someone who's not in my family. I know sometimes people are like, no, you shouldn't, because it can be really messy. But I think it's important that even if you don't work with people who are related to you, to have people who chill you out. A lot of things that I do, most times when I do create, you guys don't see it. I do let you in sometimes, but I'm panicking. I'm on some like, if the light is not hitting my cheek the right way, it's not going up. Yep. And positive thing about the quarantine, I don't care anymore. Yeah. I can't be so concerned with, you know, crossing my T's, dotting my I's, because at the end of the day, I have people who want to see me, and y'all could care less. Sometimes like I'll do something and I'll be like, Monica, calm down. Calm the f down, girl. Like it's not that deep.
You curse on here?
I'ma bleep myself.
Oh.
Cause you couldn't wait.
Baby.
Oh, you couldn't wait. So people don't really understand that I was Juan's first muse, okay? Let's get that together, right? But now Juan, he's popping or whatever. You know, he shot a few people or whatever. We recently did an interview and one of the questions was saying, how do you separate being my brother or me, your sister, and work? And we don't play. When it comes to work and there's money on the line, that contract is signed. I don't care if you ate my last cookie yesterday, we're not bringing this into work tomorrow. We gotta get work done. But trust me, I don't think I'm the easiest person to work with.
No.
This is when you disagree.
No, you're not that easy, but I'm also grateful. Monica's prepared me pretty much for the future. Even like before we even moved here. Like even work with Monica was still a challenge. It molded me.
Okay.
To work with like different clients and never lose your character on set, especially as the photographer, because I feel like as a photographer, you are the brains. And without your brain, you can't really function.
Have you ever had a client on set that you were just like...
Yes, but again, me being so optimistic, I always look at it as everyone's having a day. And sometimes people aren't like a morning person or they're just having a bad day, and I accept it.
You're so good. Like I hear his stories and I'll be like, couldn't be me. No. Coño. Wow! Look at all that. Juan, you could use your teeth. You have some big diente paleta. Úsalo.
I'm not using.
But no, I think he's definitely been like a huge factor in my career, because a lot of times people are like, oh my gosh, your content's great. I'm like, my brother shoots all my content. I'm very lucky, because especially like when I see other content creators, they have a team, they either do it by themselves, and I'm like, oh nah, we kind of function okay together. It's not even really dysfunctional. Like,
it's not at all.
Like as for being siblings, y'all would probably argue. Not really. Like we argue about, like I said, like if you ate my cookie or if.
But we've never argued like upon work though, ever. Like, knock on. Just leave it on God, because God knows why we don't argue about work. Because it's rare you see siblings working together, Latinos at that, Black at that. It's very rare, getting along and making money together and living out their dreams.
And we used to sleep in the same bed, like what, 4 or 5 years ago?
Probably 3 years ago. No, 4 years ago.
Yeah.
We didn't have the luxury of having like our own space.
Now you have your own floor. And we used to be exterminators.
I don't want to talk about that. I'm eating.
I don't care. Juan never likes to talk about how we used to have to really kill the mice in our house, kill all the roaches, figure out, we would do this remedy where we would boil the eggs and the egg yolk. We would like put it in the creases of the entire house. Like I think it's important, because I think a lot of times you guys as our followers see us and they're like, oh my gosh, goals. When you guys were watching our content a couple years ago, those were the things we were experiencing, but y'all didn't know that because you guys only saw what we allowed you to see. I wasn't gonna show you roaches. We didn't let where we were at define our future. We grew up in Bushwick, but then the other 10, I guess, if y'all wanna know, we grew up in East New York.
I'm from Brooklyn. I read Brooklyn all day. They killed Biggie.
That was really not a place where you can just walk and roam the streets. We were walking, what was that street in Cleveland? And then we was in Pasadena. We were like, whoa, what was that guy?
Wilson.
It was like literally like, let's say if it was like Jefferson in Bushwick, and then 5 years later we're in Jefferson, but it's in Pasadena. And we were just like, would you have ever thought in that moment, like we would be in California, living out our dreams, living for ourselves, being able to provide for our family 5 years later?
Oh, but then that comes to show, even growing up, we always had, not saying we were like the black sheeps, not even the friend groups or just the family, but we kind of were. But I also think that God instills these like destinations without us even knowing. And like we just knew we were meant to either be like, not a blueprint to our family members, just an inspiration to like the generation coming up like after us.
Because when I dropped out of college, my mom was pissed.
Because then I dropped out of college.
And my mom thought that I was the influence behind it. I was like, oh no, mommy. Mom's his own person.
Yeah, so like backstory on that, I went to FIT too. Monica went to FIT, but Monica went for like what?
Supply and chain, man. Guess say.
What the hell is that?
No, sir.
I went for advertising and marketing communications, which I still actually use today. Like I use those skills that I learned, whether it's InDesign, whether it's marketing. I use that with pretty much what I do now. But I was interning for this photographer, Michael Williams, for his production company, Imagista, and
I remember that.
And he was like, Juan, you don't need college for photography. And I was like, you sure? But how do you tell like a Caribbean mom that their kid doesn't need college? Like she wants you to be like Doctor Veros. Like, it doesn't work like that.
That would have been a nice ass like title.
Yeah, even to this day, she still teases me like, Juan, mira que doctor? I'm like, mom, yeah. But I had to talk with my mom, and she was like, no. Until she started seeing money. It's sad. It is.
Because
but
like it's like, what do your parents want you to, you know, make your own coin and stuff. And even for me, my mom was like, ¿Qué lo que tú quieres? I was like, just not that. Dang, we tore this up. This was 2 orders of king crab.
It was good.
This was so good.
And we still have a little bit more left. And we also had an order of fried catfish and fried shrimp with french fries.
We've been really blessed with our like people who like bang with us.
Yeah.
Like we went to see Beyonce because a subscriber decided to buy us tickets, and we thought it was a scam. We were like, ¿Cuál es gancho? No. Like I was like super blessed. If you would have told me that in 5 years, like I was just seeing in 2016, I just finished reading a T.D. Jakes book. It was called Purpose, I think it was called. And I remember saying, I don't know what I want to do, but I just know that it ain't like, I already know I'm in like the right direction or something like that. And I was so, remember walking in the train, we would sleep, literally listening to T.D. Jakes, The Secret. We were just so hungry.
Yo, something that not Sarah Jakes. Well, shout out to Sarah Jakes, but Tabitha. I've been obsessed with Tabitha. The Tabitha Brown is on TikTok. She's the one who says like that, like so, and she just cooks vegan meals. But she said something about The Secret. She said she read The Secret, applied it, but she only applied it for 2000, like I think she said 18. For an example, 2019 she didn't work. So what she was saying is that be careful what you like prey on. If you just prey on for what you want in that moment and not for your future.
Ew,
so I was like, well, get me together, sis. What I just did this morning, I started a 5-year plan. Like, what do I see myself in 5 years? What do I want for my career within those 5 years? So yeah,
what's that?
I ain't gonna say it. Should I?
I don't care.
It's just mostly like about just shooting with more companies and creating my brand, like just getting bigger and bigger, elevating. Up there is actually
shooting me for a magazine campaign.
Not a magazine campaign.
I mean a cover.
A cover and also a beauty campaign, and have it like all over Times Square and Sunset.
Brooklyn, somewhere in Brooklyn. Barclays Center, somewhere big over there.
Yeah.
I'm very grateful to be living in Los Angeles, and we knew that we had to move here for weird. Let me see his teeth. Okay, good. Wow, I would not want to be bit by you. What do you tell creators who, even when they're broke, to continue to push through? Like what advice could you give somebody who's feeling like, I don't have the means to create?
So right there, when you say you don't have the means to create, you're already comparing yourself to other people who like have the means to create, right?
Bitch, you went off. I didn't think about that. My brother has words, bro, okay?
It's true, because I can always speak from experience. Like, I would always, like when I first started, I was like 16, 17. I would always compare myself and then seek validation from these companies or from like these people who don't mean shit to you.
I'm gonna leave that in too, because especially I would see Juan create this whole photo shoot and then wait for a publishing company to give him the okay to publish the work that he created. And I didn't even know this, but I don't know if it's all photographers, but Juan books the studio. I mean, now we have our own studio, so he just books us. He didn't ask to go Dutch with nobody. He would come out of his own pocket to provide catering for whoever the talent was, provide transportation, give them work to these companies, and then wait months. Sometimes they would even go ghost. And he'd just be chilling. That's why I think it's important to have people in your corner who operate like him, because it couldn't be me. You couldn't tell me that I created 6 months of work and then you're gonna go ghost on me. Nah.
But then in the midst of those 6 months, you work even harder, right?
True, because then when you come back, I'm more expensive.
Yep.
You're not gonna be able to like pay me like before. And also for photographers, to protect yourselves.
Yeah, protect your work, y'all. Like these companies, they have money, so you can actually just add that to your fee to protect your work. So please do that.
How do you seek publishing? How do you seek talent if you just starting? Like there's so many people who are photographers now. How do they start?
So I'll say how I started. I started off working with, the first person I ever shot was Monica, of course, but then after that started my career a lot, was shooting my best friend now, Jacoby. I shot him randomly, like
I remember that.
I was 16, he was 19. We shot. From those pictures, I think it added more to his book, and he got signed to an agency, and then he signed a contract with Nike. So I'm like, can I do this? Can I actually discover people? So I reached out to the actual agency, on the modeling agency. I was like, hey, do you have more models that I can work with? And just brush up on their book. And it started from there. So what I would say, like for like beginner photographers, just work, just create, even if it's shooting yourself.
Even if it's for, I hate to say free.
Oh no, Monica, I didn't start making money until I was like 21, 22.
And you started when?
I was 16.
Yeah, I hear that, right? I know people think like the word free is like, now how am I supposed to eat? I think it's really important to know when you should be getting paid. And when you really do need that window of exposure. And I'm just saying window because people love to exposure a lot these days.
Yeah.
And exposure is not gonna pay your rent.
And if it doesn't make sense, don't do it.
Yeah.
And go with your gut too. There's times where like, till this day, I turn down and it's okay.
Yeah.
Like it's okay to say no to certain things that don't value anything in your life or mean anything. Because there's times where like a client will be like, well, we want you to execute this and this and this and this amount of time. And I'm like, if it makes sense for me, I will execute it in a day. But if it doesn't make sense, I'm not doing it. No.
And Juan's turned down like big people. And I'll be like, wow, okay. Because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't align with your brand.
Or it doesn't align with my beliefs. It's like, I'm a huge believer in God. And if, not saying that this person's like against God or whatever, or the client was against God. But I feel like if my gut's speaking to me, that's God saying, don't you do it.
Listen
Don't
to that
you
little
do
voice.
it.
Listen to that voice. That voice is very important. That's the voice that moved us to LA. I'll always remember when we looked at each other back in New York and we both had $30 each. And we looked at each other and we were like, damn, we hungry. And I said, let me call John. John's my boyfriend. I was like, babe, can you order us Papa John's? And I think he sent us like 60 bucks. And we ordered $50 worth of Papa John's. And we were like, yo, this might be the last meal we can actually eat with this money. That was a January. February was my birthday.
We came here.
We stayed at Ray's house and we manifested looking at apartments. My boyfriend ended up surprising me for my birthday week while I was staying in Ray's house. And I said, hey, can we just look at apartments? Because it'd be really cool to live in LA. Like, I don't want to go back to New York. It's so cold over there. And I'm broke. We're broke. We don't got work. And he was like, yeah. I was like, what if we found an apartment? That would be so cool. And he was like, yeah, sure. And what happened? We signed a lease that day.
You sure did.
Literally, everything has kind of like fell in.
It's aligned itself.
It really did. It was like we were supposed to be here when that happened. We moved to LA in 2 weeks after leaving Los Angeles. Like we went home and we had 2 weeks to get our stuff. And it was not expensive. Our plane ticket, remember?
God knows what he does, I'm telling you.
So when we left LA, we had our flight on JetBlue got delayed and we're the queen of finesse. Oh, it got delayed? I'm calling JetBlue. I'm sorry, this flight was delayed. They gave us $175 in credit. That was our ticket back.
Our one-way ticket.
That was our one-way ticket from New York back to Los Angeles, bro. And then to move all our stuff, I think it cost us $300 with USPS. We went to Walmart and that was the dumbest thing we did because I don't know how those boxes made it. And I don't know how we didn't spend more. We have a lot of stuff.
We do have, I mean, we have more stuff now, but things just like accumulate, but we had a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and the boxes literally, even the guy when he delivered the box, he's like, you guys are so lucky that these came intact because it was raining, the box was bending. And I was just like, how are we gonna afford this? When we bought our mattress, I was like, mattresses cost $800? I'm from the hood where you go to a little swap meet and they selling them for $200. So it was a huge culture shock for me, especially knowing that once my mom, although she, bless her heart, she came and she moved her children in. But once she left, we were like, me and one were like, okay, oh,
Yeah, there was a moment where we watched a scary movie. Like, I think it was like the literally the same week mommy left, and I hate watching scary movies at night.
But we do it.
But we still do it. So in the middle of the night, I get up. Mind you, we're living in LA. Mind you, my mother is already in New York. I get up looking for my mom. I'm like, I'm going to mommy's room. I'm scared. and legit, the mirror was like in my eye view, and I'm like, Juan, get your ass back in that room. Your mom is real far. Grow the hell up.
Yo, that was tough. Because when our mom gave us the blessing to move out here, I didn't think she would ever say yes. But my mom has never been the type to stop us from doing what we want.
Right.
She wouldn't be happy about it. But we're her tesoro, so she knew it was that. Yeah. She knew. And even if you are a parent and you have children who might not want a career that's so conventional, support them. Let them figure it out. Let them fail if they do, but let them try it, because I fear that if I wouldn't have been able to do these things and I would have lived by my mom's, dreams of being whatever she may have wanted me to be, I would have resented my mother. Is that okay to say? You're gonna resent, your kids will resent you. I'm not encouraging people to not go to school. I'm encouraging people to do what they love if it's for them. Live your life for yourself and not other people. I have friends who have degrees and they're upset, they're miserable. And then I have other friends who have degrees and they're loving their jobs because they did it for themselves. When you live your life for other people, you're never gonna be happy.
Yep.
Lisa Nichols, she said that when she decided to pursue her career, her family was judging her. Her family was looking at her like, girl, what you doing? And she just needed a couple of years. And what happened? It took off. So if you are somebody who feels like everyone's not supporting you, nobody gotta support you. Look at my first videos. Look at them.
My first shoots.
Look at
we made it work.
Make it work. My first video was with a 5 or 4S, and leave those things up. Don't delete it. I know sometimes people are like, oh, I don't want people to show the process. And I know some people are like, I don't like to show when, I get something, or I don't like to show when things happen for me. I don't want to sound like I'm boasting. But for me, I've been really grateful that my audience, y'all have seen them come up. This hasn't been like a, hello, no. Y'all have seen me go through everything. Y'all have seen me do a lookbook in the middle of East New York. There's trash cans everywhere. It's looking like a dumpster. It's snowing, Juan's shivering. It's just, I think it's important for people to see your story. And if you are a new influencer, you need to start telling your story, because I don't know if you've noticed, there's a lot of people doing the same thing, but what differentiates you from everyone else? And I guess that's a question for you. What do you think makes your work different from every photographer, and how did you get to that point? Because a picture's a picture, right?
Mm-hmm. This magazine asked me this once. What was Color Block magazine? Shout out to Color Block. They asked me what makes you stand out, and I didn't know what to say, right? So at first time I was thinking so hard. I'm like, wait, my experience, right, makes me so different from everyone else. My experience before I started shooting, the journey, and then also my experience on set changes everything. Because I don't know if you notice, a lot of my work is very raw, but it could be like in the most purest form. So I think that's what makes me different from a lot of photographers. It's just my experience on set. I always try to make the subject feel comfortable. I don't care who you are. We're in the same room. We're gonna make some dope shit. But yeah, I think my experience on set definitely makes me different, and that goes far. Because most of my work is word of mouth. And I thank God for that every single day.
I don't even know how you've been able, not that I didn't think you would ever get to this point, but you know how hard it is to be a successful photographer. Like, you know how hard it is to be a photographer in today's day and age where everyone has access to an iPhone. Right. And iPhone gives you these capabilities of shooting in 4K, shooting in 1080p. Like, you have all this access to technology and social media that everyone could be a photographer.
But what makes a difference is the experience. I'm not gonna recommend another photographer if the experience is horrible.
True.
And if we are given iPhones or whatever, they won't deliver how I deliver. But that goes with the experience. If I made the experience smooth from the start down to when I reached out to when I delivered the images, that changes everything.
Wow. I really hope that, this small talk mukbang inspires you guys to continue to do whatever it is you can do, even in today's time. I think this is a great opportunity for up and coming influencers or content creators to flourish in a space where everyone is tuned in. Anything you do is not wrong, and that's why I think that was a positive thing for me in this quarantine was, Monica, it doesn't have to be so perfect. Although that used to be an answer I would give at a job interview, like, my biggest flaw is being a perfectionist. Being a perfectionist will paralyze you.
Yep.
So you need to let go and let God. Literally. Que se joda. A mí no me importa. I've come this far, being myself, and gracias a Dios that I have you guys that have been, you know, with me throughout these years. Like, I don't even know how we're here right now. This is insane, but that's all thanks to God. Thanks to my brother, my man, my family. And if you are the black sheep in your family and you want to do something, like Juan and I would never go out on the weekends. Our family will always turn up and stuff. We're home working. I was working 40 hours a week. Saturday and Sunday, no me busque, yo estoy trabajando. In my room, I'll pop up my photography at home setup. That's what we were at all the time. Juan would be behind the camera, making sure I was focused. I would be literally, I didn't even have a table. My makeup setup was my lap, and those were really humbling moments. Even the other day, we were putting groceries in our car, and I'm like, we have a whole car. I find myself having really big moments of gratitude where I'm just like, wow, I can't believe how far we've come, all from finding a camera. Like, my uncle found a camera and he gave it to my brother, and we were like, oh, let's take pictures.
That wasn't how it started though.
How did it start?
Tati's, call me Chrissy on Instagram, her dad.
Yeah, that was him. That's what I said.
No? Mm-mm. Oh, I think he did find it, but this is two experiences where God knows what he does. He was a janitor and he found a camera, and for some reason he knew I was just taking pictures or whatever. He was like, oh, take this camera. And that's when it started. But then another experience happened with one of my other uncles who's also a janitor. Found the camera with lens and memory cards.
Literally like 250mm lenses, a 7D.
7D, yeah. Just in its camera bag in the garbage. And he was like, Juan, like, do you want it? I was like, hell yeah, I want it. And then the rest is history.
Yeah, that's how God be doing. Like, we manifested everything we have, and I will never let anyone ever say that they can take that from us, because we worked our asses off.
And still are.
Look, we're not at a position yet where we're millionaires, but I don't think that's impossible.
It's not impossible.
I'm like, obviously.
There's millionaires in the world. They did it.
Okay. So if we can do it, I guess we'll leave you with that, with our final thoughts. If we can do it, y'all can do it. God made me grow in this space or in this world when I was capable mentally of being in this position. I know a lot of times people feel like money brings you happiness, but if you're literally not happy with yourself, the second you have access to everything, you will go down in turmoil. When we got here, it wasn't like new money. It was like, okay, let's be smart, because we just moved from New York. We can't go back. We can't be out here blowing it. And on top of that, I told my brother that things were gonna kick off. This is all from me thinking, ay, sí, yo creo que esto va a tocar. I don't even know why his crazy ass even decided to come with me, because I didn't have anything lined up.
I wasn't staying in New York by myself.
I didn't have anything lined up that was promising. I just knew that we come to LA, apotar. There ain't no Dominicans in LA. It's over for them. It's over. And I remember being like, yo, I don't know how we gonna make money. Pero de verdad, the second we moved out here, it was like,
legit. I think the first week.
Yeah.
Literally the first week, I was being called left and right. I'm like, whoa.
It's like people were literally waiting for you to get here.
Yeah, and then what made it even crazier was that I was getting booked in New York. And I was getting flew out back to New York to work. I'm like, I was in New York my whole life. But I guess I needed to move to LA to keep walking in my purpose, to also get sent back to get reminded where I came from.
Yeah.
And then go back to LA, just continue on my destination.
Yeah, no. So keep hustling, do what you gotta do. Having people tell me I wasn't worthy of things that I knew I was worthy of, oh my gosh, it was like it flamed me. It was like, oh, you don't think I'm that?
Say less.
Say no more. Next year, when we come back and you come back, it's gonna be a whole nother conversation. You don't have to be messy. You don't have to vocalize when things get, taken from you. Let your actions speak louder. And that goes to all my New Yorkers who feel like, oh, I don't have to move out here. No, I'm not saying that, but I definitely want people to explore. If you're a content creator, explore. If the grass is starting to grow under you, you need to move. It's really hard to create and be inspired if you're in the same stagnant place. But I hope this conversation, you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want to see more conversations like this, please let us know down below. Be sure to follow my brother at JVelos. Be sure to, right, it's gonna be right here. Be sure to also follow
to Yummy LA.
Be sure to follow to Yummy LA, because I don't know if I could tell.
They did that.
Thank you so much for making this. Every time we've been eating out, I feel like it hasn't been made with love.
This was made, you can legit tell this was made with love.
This was made with so much love. So thank you so much. So grateful to you. You do not even have to do that. And you will be hearing from us, because we'll be placing our orders.
And we will be spreading the word too.
Okay, if you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in my next video. Adios.
Peace.